Okay, hey, hello, all of you freaks and weirdos out there. Love you all very, very much. Today, we're gonna be talking about, uh, times I got harassed at school. Uh, yeah! Yay! Okay, like, for real though, we are gonna be talking about, like, times I got harassed at school, which also brings me to the point. Trigger warning. Um, like, basically, really, really uncomfortable experiences, and also warning for sexual harassment, kind of. I don't know if, like, some stories I'm gonna tell. I know one definitely, falls under the sexual harassment area. So, yeah, if you are uncomfortable about hearing about these kinds of topics, I suggest you get off this video right now. Go watch a different one of my videos. I promise I don't usually cover subjects like this. I just want to, like, get it off my chest, you know? So, yeah. Without further ado, with that being said, here's all the times I was harassed at school. Starting with number 1 in 6th grade. Yes, that is right, this all dates back to 6th grade. For reference, I am in 7th grade now. Basically, it happened around, like, quarter 1 to quarter 2-ish. Basically, our school was having, like, a play, and I was in that play, but that's not really important. What happened was, the essentials, if you will. Basically, in my school, I don't know if this applies to all schools, all middle schools, but, like, if you, like, miss a day or something, you have to do, like, makeup, which includes PE, so you have to, like, while everyone else does, like, free time or whatever, you have to, like, I don't know, heart rate monitor or something. That day, we had to do, like, track running for makeup, and there's this guy, I'm just gonna call him B, because that's the first letter of his name. That's what I do for almost everyone, basically. But this guy, B, he was in my, second hour during that time. We never really interacted with each other until that day. Basically, we were saying, like, yeah, it sucks that we have to, like, run on this track, but at least, like, you know, people we know. And he's like, oh, do you want to be friends? And I'm like, sure. And then he, like, immediately hugs me. This kind of made me feel uncomfortable for a few reasons. One, I've literally never interacted with him until that day. 2, I just genuinely do not like being physical unless I've known you for a certain amount of time. So, like, my friend Zubin, Mikey, for example, like, there's also D-Luke / Pete Wentz. Yeah. But that's what happened there, and I just kind of, like, rubbed it off, like, you know, well, he probably just, you know, it's probably just a friendly gesture, because it usually is. Little did I know I would be having trouble for second quarter. Yikes. So, what happened in second quarter, you ask? He was once again in my second hour. And this time it was theater class, right? Because I'm one of them theater kids, if you will. Yep, that's right. I listen to Beetlejuice, Heathers, Six. I'm on my way with Dear Evan Hansen. I listen to Hamilton. Love Hamilton. Also trying to listen to Ride the Cyclone. Tangent aside, I'm a theater kid, basically. So I took theater class because, you know, yeah. And also I was in the play, and I'm in a play again this year. But basically what happened was, over time he got, like, a little more touchy with me. Not, like, inappropriate, I don't think, but like definitely touchy, which again, I don't like being physical with people, so you can probably imagine how uncomfortable I felt being touched by this guy I barely knew. We never like even interacted that much. Yeah, we had like the same lunch hour, but like I didn't sit at his table yet. Foreshadowing, haha. And he didn't sit at my table. More foreshadowing. But basically, what happened there was, okay, you know that thing that like friends will do where like they'll run up behind you and like grab onto your shoulders and jump or whatever? Yeah, that essentially happened to me, except a little more uncomfortable because I've never had someone do that with me before. I don't do that to my friends, I don't do that to me. And so basically, I was like a quiet artist kid too. And something about me is that I'm almost always in a sketchbook. Or at least I always used to. Not now, because, like, stuff. But I would bring my sketchbook before class started and just, like, sketch in it. And he does that to me, and I wasn't even aware. I was just drawing, so I felt a little comfortable by that. As you can imagine. Because I don't like it when people touch me. Not at all. Not even hugs. I mean, I'll accept hugs sometimes, but, like, not most of the time. But, yeah, that's what happened. And then, the thing happened. The canon event. The unfortunate canon event. Whoa. Okay. So, from what I told you with the shoulder thing, that happened after the big canon event. You see, that was pretty tame compared to the big canon unfortunate event that I'm about to tell you about. Just so you're a little prepared. So again, warning, uncomfortable topic and behavior. Last chance to click off. Okay. Gonna give you a minute. Okay, think people that needed to get off are off now. Okay, so what is this big unfortunate canon event I talk about, I refer to? Well, my friend, you see, it all starts with swimming. Okay, so, for reference, you know, because, okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but as I'm sure a lot of you know, I identify as, like, you know, trans guy, trans man, right? However, because I am not legally an adult yet, I cannot transition. So, no hormones, no surgery. Yeah. The best I can do is make a homemade chest binder because I don't want to buy one and my parents asking me why, so yeah. And here's the thing. At the time, I only came out to a few people. He was not one of those people. Or a lot of other girls and guys. So, yeah. And so basically, my swimsuit, okay, basically, think of like a t-shirt and shorts. That was my swimsuit. It was like, basically like a jumpsuit, but t-shirt and shorts, kinda. Like the material, like it was all one piece. That was like a jumpsuit material, but I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like, either you get it or you don't, I don't know, but yeah. So, no straps, no nothing, it was just like, think of like a trainer at SeaWorld, I don't know, but like, you know, not long pants, short pants. Not even that short, too. They were like, almost to my knee. So, basically, because we also had the same PE hour, we were doing swimming for, the free day, right? Because I like to swim. I'm a fish, okay? I am a fish. I live in the sea. It is my natural habitat. Rah. Hydration. Okay, well, maybe not hydration. That's chlorine. Whatever, it's water. It still counts as hydration. But, yeah. So, I'm kind of just there playing with my friends, and, because I swim underwater. That's how I swim best. Underwater, like, face and everything. And me and my friends are, like, jumping off, like, diving into the pool because that's fun. And he, how do I say this? I don't know. Grabs the back of my swimsuit, pulling on it, almost causing me to drown. Just the usual. Nothing weird in particular for me. Jesus, I'm gonna edit that cough out. Anyways, nothing unusual for me. Totally. So, I almost lost all of my oxygen, almost, like, drowned or whatever. Not the point. Well, I mean, yeah, it is the point, but, yeah, and all he says is, "Sorry I had to pull you there, dead name. I just wanted to say hi," and then he left. One, bullshit. You literally could have just, I don't know, tapped my shoulder and wave like a normal sane person would. Like anyone with common sense. But I guess people just don't have that anymore. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. And throughout the rest of 6th grade, he would, like, talk behind my back. How do I know this? Because I literally heard it. Okay. So as I mentioned, we had the same lunch hour, right? And I would sit at his table because 2 of my friends were there. Technically 3. We'll just call them by the first letter of their names, M and D. Alright? So M and D were 2 of my friends. Oh, there was also E. And G. Yeah, so M, D, E, and G were all my friends at that table. There was also P, but, like, I more considered P an acquaintance. But they were all there, all people I knew that I would talk to. And I would sit with them frequently. And, every time this guy, B, as I mentioned before, the guy we're talking about, so B, whenever he would go and get, throw away his lunch or, like, get it, that thing where people, like, bop each other on the head or something with their hand with their hand very gently. Yeah, he would do that with me, and I hated it. It was really getting on my nerves. Especially since at this point I literally cut off my friendship with him, and he would be super annoying, like, why aren't we friends anymore? Why aren't we friends anymore? Why are you ignoring me? Why don't you talk to me? And I used to, like, answer it saying, like, oh, it's personal. And now I just ignore him because, like, he keeps asking me even when I say, oh, it's personal, like, dude. And now he's like, bro, funny thing, when he first found out that I ended our friendship, he is so mad that I don't want to be his friend anymore. He's still salty about it. In the 7th grade, a whole fucking school year later. It's like, dude, get over it. Not everyone's gonna like you. Like, I sure as hell, like, a whole bunch of guys at school hate me. Like, it's fine. Not everyone's gonna like you. Like, there's a whole bunch of, like, people at my school who just don't like me because I'm alternative or whatever. Maybe just, like, they don't like my personality. It's fine. People are allowed to not like you. People are allowed to hate you. They have their own opinions on you. That is fine. So, like, this guy, like, dude, suck it up. Suck it up. Not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone is, like, obliged to be your friend or whatever. Like, dude, just live with it. Live with the fact that I don't want to talk to you. So, yeah, that's kind of what happened. And then one day I went back to sit at my usual table, and then my friend M, she told me this. Like, oh yeah, so B asked, like, why you weren't sitting with us today. I'm like, oh, preferred name is sitting at so-and-so table to hang out with his friends today. And he was so mad that my friend called me by my preferred name and a he him, which, okay, that's slightly on me. I didn't tell him, you know, trans and everything, but at the same time I didn't want to because of the way this guy was like being towards me. So, you know, obviously I wasn't gonna tell him that. But yeah, he was so mad about that. And it's like, oh, dude, like, I don't even know anymore. But, yeah. So that's kind of what happened. And then we're a whole year later. No, I'm not joking. Like, a whole year later, 7th grade, we have the same, 6-hour, and once we were paired at a table together, it was me, G, and B. And he's like, dude, G, every time I try to talk to this kid, they ignore me. And he's like, it probably just means that they're a better listener, which, thank you, G, for trying to defend me. But in all seriousness, B was right. I am ignoring him. But again, I have my reasons that I literally just explained. I do plan to tell G at some point, but I don't know if we... Because that's basically the only class I have with him so far. So, yeah, the only class I have with G so far, so I plan to tell him at some point, but not now. So yeah, that's what happened with B. So after that, I told, like, a few of my friends, and some of them are just like, yo, talk to the counselor, principal. I talked to the counselor about it about 2 times now. They're just like, hey, if it happens a 3rd time, we'll talk with him, which, thank you. Counselor U is what I'll call her. Thank you, Miss U. I love you. Absolutely one of the best counselors. The staff at my school are so nice, dude. Like, I know when I first wrote to the counselor about this, it was in my 3rd hour. Yeah, 3rd hour. In 6th grade. Bro, my 3rd hour teacher was the GOAT. Like, I loved her so much. Honestly, all of my teachers were goated, but that's probably just because, I never made them mad, so that's probably just biased, but, like, my 3rd hour teacher, no joke, was, like, the GOAT, no bias, like, literally the GOAT, and I'm so sad that she retires this year. Miss M, please, again, I'm not calling them by their real names, just, like, the first letter of the name. Miss M, please don't retire, you are literally so goated. But at the same time, I guess she kind of deserves it, because, like, in the kindest way ever, she's old, and she's like, hey, I really want to retire, and it's like, okay. I'm going to miss Miss M so much, dude. Fuck this, I'm not editing out my coughing. Live with it. Deal with me. Okay, next story. This is, like, the one that I can actually guarantee you is, like, sexual harassment. So, like, again, if you've made it this far in the video and you're not, like, comfortable with that, click off, okay? I can assure you, I do not usually cover topics, like, or experiences like this, that often, okay? I swear I usually just make, like, goofy, silly stuff. I just want to talk about this, because, yeah. Okay? I'm gonna give you some time. Take your time. Alright, is everyone off who needs to be off? Yes, no, maybe so? Yes? Okay. So before I jump into the next story, I did tell my other friends about, you know, the stories in 6th grade, right? And a majority of them, after, like, I kept continuing, they were just like, dude, just tell the officer that you basically have stories and, like, technical proof of harassment, which, yeah, but, like, here's the thing, I don't want to, because he has, like, a mental disability, and I don't want him to think that I'm targeting him because of that. Therefore, I am too scared to tell the officer or make a third report to the counselors just because I don't want him to think that I'm targeting him for no reason. And I don't want him to think that I'm being mean. So that is why. Okay, now on to the sexual harassment story. This one is pretty recent. Happened like a month ago. So there's this guy, we'll call him C, and basically in 6th hour, we had this substitute teacher once. Now, my wardrobe that I wear to school is just shirt, like, shorts, long socks, my platforms that I own. I'll probably post them in a community post at some point. And a My Chemical Romance jacket. Specifically the one that says, "Love will tear us apart," showing the Demolition Lovers. Because My Chemical Romance is my favorite band. They are so goated. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that now. They are the best in the world, in my opinion. I love Gerard Way. I have the biggest crush on that man. He's so handsome. He's so cute. He's so hot. Okay. Tangent about Gerard aside. And I usually have it unzipped a little bit, like, not that much, but a little. I did post pictures of me in that jacket. You can probably go look it in the community post to see what I mean. But basically, this guy, see, I'm gonna take my inhaler really quick. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. My asthma was acting up. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, this guy, see, we had a substitute teacher that day, and, like, the guys at my table aren't really all that nice, apart from, like, one who I'll just call H. But basically, C, okay, so remember, when I told you that because I'm not legally an adult, I can't, legally transition yet, therefore, I still have a feminine body and stuff, and how I don't tell people that I don't know or don't like about my whole, gender thing. Yeah, C is one of those people that I didn't know. I thought he was nice at first, but, after this experience with him, I don't really think I like him all that much. So, you see, basically, our table is goofing off. Mainly, C and I, who's the name of the other kid. I and C. They're, like, buddies. But basically, C, as I'm doing whatever work it was I'm doing, he goes up to me, he's like, "Hey, yo, show those, yeah, he told me to, show the, he told me to show my chest area. Yeah. I didn't really like that comment. That made me uncomfortable as hell. Like, what the fuck? That's disgusting. Keep in mind, everyone in our grade is like 12 to 13. For reference, I am 12. I turn 13 in like 3 days as of recording this. Yeah. And here's the thing, because the substitute wasn't around us when that happened. She didn't hear that. So I want you to guess what I did. A, tell the teacher. B, cuss him out. Or C, sit there and do nothing about it. If you chose C, then you're right, because I sat there and did nothing about it. Because I can't stand up for myself for some reason. Because I'm fucking weak. Because, I did nothing about it because I am a pussy, that's why. I'm a fucking wuss. But, yeah. That's what happened, and then today I told some of my friends in theater, and I'm like, y'all, this is what happened to me in social studies, and they're like, dude, they're just like, we're telling a teacher, and I'm like, dude, which teacher? It's like, none of them know about this. And so they're just like, we're telling a counselor. I'm like, no, dude, I think it's too early. And it's just like, tomorrow, you're going to meet us in the choir room, and we're going to Principal A, which, again, beginning of, yeah. So my friend Mikey Way, that's what I call her. Zubin, that's also what I call my other friend. That's what I call them. So Mikey and Zubin are just like, dude, meet us in the choir room tomorrow, like you always do. We're going to tell Principal A. And I'm like, I don't know, the previous harassment was like a year ago. Would that really even matter? And they're like, yes! You can literally tell the officer you have the evidence, or not evidence, but like story that you were harassed. You remember them all. And it's like, tell Principal A. Because he is literally the principal, and he's like, one of the best principals, and he's like not gonna let that slide. I'm like, I don't know, guys, just like, we're doing it tomorrow, okay? So, yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. I promise that whenever my next upload is, it's gonna be back to like the silly little goofy shit posts that I make. Yeah. What's the moral of this? Don't be like me. Don't just sit there and suffer in silence. Tell a friend, tell a trusted adult, tell a teacher. Yeah. Cause you don't deserve to be treated like that. And also it's harassment. It's like an issue. I advise tell a trusted adult. Get someone you trust and resolve the issue. Yeah. Okay, that's it for this video. Again, whenever I post, we're going back to my silly little goofy shit posts. So, yeah. Alright. Bye!